Hi, this is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. I'm here to do a review of Sailaja Reddy Alludu, or Shailaja Reddy's son-in-law. This film stars Chaitanya and Emmanuel and Ramya Krishnan from the Bahubali films. We have Murali Sharma as playing Chaitanya's father, and Vanilla Kishore, who I always love, as Chaitanya's best friend. It doesn't start off well, even with the introductions of every character. Find out that Murali Sharma plays this big businessman who has an overwhelming ego. And he gets insulted at the meeting of the families between his daughter and her boyfriend, and he takes offense and calls the whole thing off. So that's our introduction to him, that if someone irritates his ego, then it's over. Chaitanya is supposedly so zen and, he's just supposedly so calm about everything, and he knows how to manage his father by tricking him into doing certain things. Well, then he has love at first sight with Emmanuel's character, who is also very full of herself, full of ego, has all these hangers-on around her that feed her while she's on the treadmill and all of this. And they just have a lot of unlikable characters from the beginning. Chaitanya, to get Anu to notice him, plays all these tricks and pretends that he's in love with her maid slash friend, whatever. And it's like the old, one of these old tricks, like it's an old time movie. And that's just, I just felt like I was watching such male chauvinism on screen for the entire time. We don't even see, of course, Emmanuel's mother is played by Ramya. We don't see her until the interval point. So I'm just going to get into spoilers because I have to talk about what irritated me so much about this movie. So there's actually a song about Chaitanya conquering Anu, conquering her for her love. And basically she goes from this haughty, exceptionally talented artist, but just very ego person. So at first you're like, okay, she's such a bitch. She deserves something coming to her for her to be taken down a peg. But then it's just so awful the way he tricks her into falling in love with him, and then so happy about conquering her. All is hunky-dory when she stands up to his father, but then the father, somebody irritates him, and he forces them to get engaged at a business party. And she's not even notified her family that she has a boyfriend. That's the whole crux of it, right? Is that then he has to win over his, Chaitanya has to win over his future mother-in-law, who is the scary queen from Bahubali. So there was a germ of a great idea in there. I mean, I'm sure there's many plots of really tough mother-in-laws that have to be won over. To me, it felt like she was playing the part of so many dad politicians, powerful men in the village that had to be won over for a marriage, right? But instead, it's a mother. And there's this, we find out there's a feud between mother and daughter, and they haven't spoken to each other for 5 years. And they talk through an intermediary played by Prithviraj, and he was very funny, especially in his scenes with Vanilla Kishore. Again, it's trickery, whatever. And at this point in the second half of the film, Anu doesn't have much to do other than looking sad that her marriage isn't going to take place. She's lost any spark that she had in the first half of the film. And we're reduced to having Chaitanya give lengthy monologue lectures to both Anu and to Ramya, just about the fact that they can't just make it up and love each other and whatever. The only scene that I really loved, I mean, Ramya, any movie, she would elevate the script, okay, just by the looks in her eyes and whatever she gives. But what she's given made me so aggravated. I mean, one of the few scenes that I really liked is when she literally tossed Chaitanya on his ass. Okay, let's talk about the fight scenes, because they also really were kind of lackluster. And there was a couple of them that I couldn't believe we actually could see the way the filming angles were. We could see it's like from a side angle, you could see the not connecting. You could see the fist not connecting. You could see that it was a swipe. And frequently, you're supposed to have good camera angles so that you don't see that. I understand people don't actually hit each other or whatever. Or, come on. I mean, it wasn't just one time either. It was multiple times that I caught that, where fight sequence was happening. Some of it was good with the machetes and whatever. And then there would be this like really obvious miss of a punch. And like you could literally see it because of the way the camera angle was, that it wasn't hitting by like 6 inches. There was a germ of a good idea of Ramya being this tough mother-in-law to win over. There was a germ of an idea that was good in having a difficult relationship between a mother and a daughter. But really, instead, you're having Chaitanya scold everybody about it and give lectures. And he doesn't have the gravitas to be lecturing Ramya. Like, it just, no. You know, that just doesn't work. He doesn't have the gravitas to be doing something like that. There were some laughs. I'm not going to say there weren't any laughs. There were some laughs, especially any part that had Vanilla Kishore. But the audience that I was in, the theater was not extremely full. But those were the kind of scenes that did get some laughs. I like Murali Sharma. There was a funny line about him only playing villains or comedians. Got a chuckle in our theater. Again, the germ of idea of you have maybe a modern executive type who thinks he doesn't have to go through the traditions and ask the bride's family for permission and go through all of that. And I could see that that is a real thing that could happen and would be worth having a movie about. But just the execution of the way these good ideas were put together in this film really didn't work for me, which was really disappointing, because from the trailer I was excited to see. I like Chaitanya, he's charming, and I love Ramya Krishnan, and I was excited that Vanilla Kishore was in another film with Chaitanya, and just the elements did not work for me together. So it's just an average film. It's something that I would say you could wait and watch it on streaming. Most of it I blame on the script, and what the actresses especially were given to work with was not the best dialogues. Ramya, of course, did with it what she could, and she elevated it, but it could have been so much more. I just could see so many places in the script where it could have been so much more than what it was. Anyway, that's my take on it. If you like this video, please press that like button, share it, follow me on Twitter at PardesiYT, subscribe to the Pardesi channel, and please press that bell, then you'll get a notification whenever I have a new film review or trailer reaction.